Hey, welcome in to a special edition here of State of the Tigers on PowerMizzou.com. Gabe DeArmond here with you as I am every single week. Want to remind you before we get going to get in touch with our buddy James Carlton at State Farm Insurance in Webster Groves, Missouri. If you live in Missouri or Illinois, he can take care of all your insurance needs. He's going to donate a little bit of money to Mizzou's NIL fund for every quote he gives out to somebody that calls him and tells him he heard about him on Power Mizzou. And special episode this week, and I am very confident that James Carlton would have had some NIL deals lined up for the two guys that join me on screen right now. Laurence Bowers, Damari Carroll. I know you guys all know both of them. Get to the reason we're having them on here in just a minute, the alumni game coming up. But first of all, guys, I had Kareem Rush on, did a show with him a couple weeks ago, and the first question I asked him is the same one I'm going to ask you guys. If Laurence Bowers and Damari Carroll are coming out of high school now, what's the starting point for the NIL deal, man? What's the asking price for Laurence and Damari to play college basketball these days?
I'm asking for at least 500.
I assume that's got three zeros after the 500.
I wasn't that good coming out of high school. I had potential, but more realistically, I probably would have asked for about 100.
Okay.
I'm kind of with Laurence. I think if you're saying I'm coming from Vanderbilt, I would ask for a lot more. But coming out of high school, yeah, probably around 500. But coming from Vanderbilt, I need $3 million.
All right, there you go. He's got the price set. We'll talk about that in a minute. Damari timed the transfer thing wrong, man, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I want to give you guys the chance first. June 14th, the alumni game coming up. I believe this is the third time you guys have done it. So I just kind of want to give you the floor. Laurence, we'll start with you. Just kind of let fans know what they need to know to come watch this thing, who all's joining you guys, and why you're doing it and all that.
Well, I'll start off by saying that, this is our third time, and each time it got better and better. So looking forward to this being our volume 3, per se, of the Bowers and Carroll alumni game. But I think when you're trying to hype up the game, I think the rosters themselves do all the talking. I mean, we have some of the best athletes from men's football and men's basketball in the last 4 decades of Mizzou sports history. So, like I said, that itself sells the game, but I think overall, more importantly, it is what we're doing to impact the community. We have 3 wonderful organizations that are the beneficiaries of the proceeds, with that being United Community Builders, the Carroll Family Foundation, and the E3 Sports Foundation. So, when you ask what I should tell them, I would just say be in the seats. I'd say be in the seats, because there's not, if ever, any opportunities to see this lineup of guys from 2 sports that impact the university in such a great, profound way. Looking at the rosters, obviously it's Team Carroll and Team Bowers. I think the teams are pretty evenly stacked, but we'll see. We're 1-1 right now. Damari got the best of me the first game. I got the best of his team, I think, by 1 point, maybe. The last game we did it 3 years ago. And, going into volume 3, this is the tiebreaker. So it'll be a great time. Donations at the door. We wanted to make this game accessible for anyone and everyone. People that normally couldn't attend a Mizzou basketball game or football game due to financial reasons. We tried to, get rid of that barrier, and it'll be a great time.
$10 donation minimum at the door. I'm sure if you want to put a little bit more in the bucket, these guys would be happy to have it. And Damari, you're the Carroll Family Foundation is one of the beneficiaries of this. Can you kind of tell Mizzou fans, how that started and what you guys do for people?
Yes, the Carroll Family Foundation is to bring awareness to pediatric liver disease. As many know, when I was at Mizzou, I got diagnosed with a liver disease, and I went on to continue to have a great, healthy NBA career, and it's still something I'm dealing with right now. I donated a lot of money to the Mayo Clinic and to Wash U, so we're still trying to find a solution for it. But at the end of the day, putting this game together and just bring awareness to liver disease, I think, is key. Everybody talks about the heart, the kidney, but you rarely hear anybody talk about the liver. So I'm just trying to be an advocate for liver disease and try to stick my chest out there and hopefully bring awareness to it.
All right. So how do you guys do the rosters here? Do you get to like, is it a draft? You go back and forth, or how do you set them up?
Well, the first year we did a draft, and Damari is the busiest man in the world. I mean, he's a current assistant coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers, so I didn't really want to pester him too much during the playoffs, so I wanted him to focus on that. So I kind of just put the teams together with Tammy Chivas, who is our assistant. She is really the wind beneath our wings in terms of organizing this game. So she and I just kind of went over the teams. And if you look at the rosters, I mean, Damari has all the fresh legs. Team Bowers has all the old legs. So if you ask me, I think he has a favorable team. Now, with that being said,
on paper.
And Damari, if you look at the two captains, Damari is in better shape than I am. He plays against NBA players every day, and I'm about 255. So hadn't played since the last one of my games. So, all in all, I think, when you look at the rosters, we always wonder which team is going to win. But at the end of the day, Mizzou is going to win, and those three benefiting organizations are going to win.
Damari, I know you've been retired for a few years now, but you are coaching in the league. Where's your game at? You gonna be the best player on the court in this thing?
Nah, I doubt that. These knees, I think they kind of ran their course. I think I'm better at coaching, so I might be able to coach some of the guys to a win.
All right. So I know you guys got a lot of former basketball players in, but the fun part is always seeing some of these football guys out there. So who's the best basketball player among the football players that are going to come in here?
Well, I mean, as of right now, the MVP from the first two games will have to be Tommy Saunders, right? I thought he played very well the first two games, but he's not.
Yeah, that's kind of unfair. He's like a fitness freak. He's in better shape than anybody on either team. Right.
Well, I mean, you could talk about fitness freaks. Well, we had a fitness freak on my team last time we did it, Jarrell Jackson, and he blew his knee out. So we've actually created the Jarrell Jackson rule where I've asked all these guys, hey, you must confirm you got health insurance. So, but when you talk about this year, these football players, I mean, Justin Gage played both sports, so you got to kind of lean his way. But Jeremy Macklin played in high school. He's a pretty good player. Chase Kaufman is my height. I mean, he's almost 6'8", and apparently he was pretty decent back in the day. But for a fact, I know that Alden Smith was a good basketball player back in his days in Kansas City. So if I have to do a prediction on who'll be the best football player on the court, I'm going to say Alden Smith.
Damari, you buy that?
I'm going with my guy, Chase Kaufman.
Okay.
I tell you this. Chase is on my team, so I hope Damari's right.
You throw anything down to Chase Kaufman in the post, if it's within like 9 feet of him, he's going to catch it. We know that from watching him on the football field. So
for sure,
kind of want to ask you guys too. What's the most fun part of this weekend? I mean, I'm sure that there's guys you guys keep in touch with. I know you talk to each other quite a bit, but I'm sure there's guys that you don't really get a chance to see that you're catching up with at this thing all the time too.
Damari,
either one of you, what's kind of your favorite part of just getting together and
doing it? I have to say my favorite part, actually I got two favorite parts. The first favorite part is when we gather in the locker room. You don't see these guys like you said before, just to chit chat, talk, see what they're doing in their career and doing life after basketball and football. I think is great, and it's kind of network, right? They might have a business that you might need, and you might have a business that they might need, or they might need help with something. So it's just great to get together as a community, as a Mizzou athletic community, and in the locker room. And also, I have to say the gala. My hat goes off to Laurence and Tammy Chivas. Like, they really do it first class. They really kind of boots on the ground, and they've been great with this. So I really like the gala from the last time we did it, and then I'm looking forward to it this time.
That gala, just put a picture up on the screen. It is at 7:00 that night on June 14th. And Laurence, how do they go about getting tickets and being able to attend that?
So we're almost at a sellout, and I encourage anybody that wants to take place or be present during the Legends Ball. We changed the name to Legends Ball this year. It is a gala, or gala, as some may say. But the easiest way to buy tickets is to visit our website at www.carolandbowers.com/legends with an S ball. Like I said, tickets are on sale. Individual tickets are actually on sale for $150. We dropped the price a little bit so we can fill in the last few remaining seats. So it's a great time. Like Damari said, there's a lot of work put in behind the scenes. I will 100% confidently say that there probably hasn't been a better silent and live auction than what we'll have on June 14th at the Legends Ball. So for anybody that is a sports fanatic that loves experiences, traveling, I mean, we got all kind of stuff. And that just goes to show how much the community has embraced this event, how much of an impact Damari and myself have had in the community, for people to give back and give things to our gala and to our event the way that they have done for this third rendition of the Bowers vs. Carroll Alumni Gaming Gala.
Now, Damari Laurence was here for 5 years, and he's been around Columbia a lot since. And you had a little different path with Mizzou. Obviously, you came in, transferred in, played your last 2 years here. Why did Mizzou become kind of a part of you and so important to you that you want to be involved in this, even though it wasn't, necessarily where you started your career?
I think just the fans, they welcome me with open arms. Coming from Vanderbilt, going to Mizzou, I just think overall the community just opened their arms, and I think we had a highlight years with Mizzou with the basketball. And I think without Mizzou is no Damari Carroll to the NBA, right? It's no Damari Carroll. It gave me a platform to showcase my skills, and my hats always goes off to Mizzou.
Hey, kind of following up on that, how closely are you still? I know you got a job during basketball season, right? You're busy a lot of nights there playing, but how closely have you been following them, and have you gotten to form a relationship with Coach Gates?
Yeah, me and Coach Gates, we talk, not often as we should, but we talk uh, usually in the summer. I think summer league, he usually come out to summer league. We kind of get together, all the Mizzou guys. But he's doing an incredible job there, especially this past year. Um, my hat goes off to him. He keeps finding a way to win, and Mizzou is in the right place and in the right hands with Coach Gates right now.
And Lawrence, I know he's your guy, man. I know how closely you still follow this program and how all in you are in on this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Coach Gates has become a really, really close confidant, brother per se. Now we have a very good relationship. So from day one, I've always been wishing him the best. His family and I and my family have connected in ways outside of basketball that has been beautiful to see. But I think Mizzou has the right guy. I mean, the charisma, his recruiting abilities. A lot of people have given him some slack about the players that he's brought in, but he's done nothing but win. I think that second year was an anomaly. I don't think we'll ever see that again. It was just one of those years where, you tell me you lose 19 games in a row in the SEC by average of 4 to 5 points. Like, that's unheard of. Like, there was no games where we weren't in the ballpark. So even, during the worst of times for him in his short career, he had the guys playing very hard to the bell, which I respected. And then, that first year he overachieved per se. And then this last year was incredible. So I think Mizzou has the right guy at the helm. I mean, he does everything with conviction, and his players love him. I'm around all the time, practice, games, and his players rave about how much of a big brother type of coach he is, and a player coach that he is. So looking forward to seeing him stay around, hopefully for the duration, like Norm Stewart.
I mentioned it right at the start, but Damari, you actually you transferred when you had to sit out a year for transferring. Like you had to come to Mizzou and watch a team play without you for an entire year. By the way, that team went 18-12. I'm going to guess with Damari Carroll on the court, that's an NCAA tournament team, and things might look a little bit different. But as a guy who went through this process, when you look at college basketball now and the guys playing at 4 or 5 different schools, are you a fan of it? You not like it? What's your opinion?
I actually like it. It kind of favors towards the NBA, right? Guys going into free agency. and you have to pay for a guy, and you have to kind of persuade a guy to come here and give him all the key points of how he can be special here. Um, I kind of like it in the NBA life. It looks good, but some college coaches might not like it. But me personally, just being around the NBA and seeing it from the NBA aspect, I think I like it for guys, and I think guys deserve to get paid, right? They deserve to get paid, and you go through them things where they wasn't getting paid, and guys was doing illegal stuff, but now everything's legal, and I think some guys do deserve to get paid
Yeah, it's hard to break the rules when there are no rules, man.
when there are no
It,
rules.
when did you decide coaching was what you wanted to do after you're done playing?
I had a long talk with my uncle Mike Anderson.
Mhm.
We discussed, me coaching, and he told me how time consuming and how I had to start all the way at the bottom and kind of work my way up, which I have. So it's been a blessing. And Mike Budenholzer brought me on his staff. He was the first person to bring me on his staff from that relationship we had in Atlanta. And I've learned a lot. I learned from him, Darvin Ham, and now I'm learning from Kenny Atkinson, the coach of the year. It's been great for me, man. I'm kind of moving at a rapid pace, and I'm blessed. This year, I get to coach, head coach of the summer league, Cleveland
Okay.
Cavaliers. So I'm getting thrown in the fire early. So I'm excited about it, and I think I'm heading in the right direction.
All right, Lawrence, you were one of the young guys on that team when Damari came in. So, could you see Coach Carroll even back then? Was that a thing that you guys got in practice ever?
Yeah, for sure. Amari, I mean, if I'm being honest, he kind of laid the foundation for me. He handed it off to me, right? Because I felt as a freshman, the potential was there, the skill was there. I just wasn't physically ready, right? Like I'm going against Amari, Leo, Keith Ramsey, who was a really good junior college player, Justin Safford, very skilled. But I got to see Damari in a different light than most because I had to try to guard him, right? As a 195-pound freshman. So I could definitely see it in his future. I knew he was going to have a very long, successful professional career, and super proud of him, man. Like, I mean, he and I, we talk obviously outside of all of this type of stuff, but he's paving the way for a lot of guys who may want to go down that path, and he's doing it the right way. No handouts. He worked his tail off. A lot of people wrote him out. Was a first-round draft pick, and then had an unbelievable run with Atlanta in particular. I remember that one. And went to Toronto and then to the Spurs and all that. But yeah, I saw it. I saw it from a young age. At 18, TJ Cleveland being his big cousin, he was a coach. Mike Anderson being his uncle, he was a coach. So it's kind of in the bloodline, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Being
One more, and then we'll kind of wrap it up and get back to this game and finish things out. But Damari, how big a deal is it that for Missouri basketball that they are starting to send some more guys into the league? I mean, obviously, the Michael Porter Jr. Deal, and then Kobe is a first-round pick a couple years ago. I mean, how big a piece is that guys that go to your school can see the path to the NBA? How important is it to kids?
That's huge. I think it's huge. It's a great selling point because at the end of the day, all these kids gonna get money thrown at them. But if you could sell that, hey, you can make it to the NBA after year one, year two. I think it's great, and you can sit down with a kid and his whole family and tell them that, and say it with conviction. I think you can get more guys that actually live in the state of Missouri to come to Missouri, right? Versus going to other schools. So I think Gates doing an incredible job sending guys to the NBA, and that's a huge selling point, and we just got to continue to keep bringing those high character guys in and send them to the NBA.
hopefully Tamar Bates is the next one, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
I've seen
hopefully
his
tomorrow.
name.
Yeah.
I've seen his name starting to pop up, in kind of the top 40 to 50 players, and I think Caleb Grill probably have to go to the G League or the Summit. Maybe Damari be coaching against or for some of those guys this summer. So want to wrap it up. Just give you one more chance. June 14th, the Carol Bowers alumni game at Mizzou Arena. First off, what time exactly is tip off? And second, Lawrence, if people want to help out, but they can't make it to Columbia and donate at the game and go to the game, is there any way for them to go online and maybe do some things?
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked about that. The game, we're gonna open the doors, main doors at 9 a.m. And that's basically for line formation, right? We're gonna start player autographs at 10 a.m. in the main concourse. That's always a really big hit with our fans, old and new. We'll do autographs for an hour from 10 to 11. And then from 11 to 12, we'll give us old guys some time to go put on the WD-40 and get ready for the game. So the game tips off at 12 p.m. The gala that night starts at 7 p.m. at the Atrium on 10th Street. To be able to register and get tickets for that is www.carolandbowers.com/legendsball. For those who cannot attend the alumni game or the Legends Ball, they can go to the website, the same website as mentioned, and there's a donate option there. Now, back to when I was talking about the live auction and the silent auction, I think we have one of the better ones that people will see in a long time. And we're going to open it up to the public, so it's not going to be an event only type of participation. And we will release the details of that once we solidify the software that we're going to use. So I'll make sure that you get that, and you can put it on Tigers Lair, and we'll blast it all over Facebook and all of our social media channels.
Yeah, we'll definitely be sharing that with you guys coming up over the next 2 weeks. I can attest. I've been to this. It's a good time. Just catch up with a lot of guys that maybe you haven't seen for a while, and kind of get to judge which ones are still in playing shape and which ones maybe should have done a little more prep work for the weekend. But appreciate you guys. I know you both got busy schedules. Looking forward to catching up with you on June 14th, and we'll talk to you then.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you, Gabe.
Thank you, Gabe.
All right, we'll see you guys. DeMar Carroll, Laurence Bowers, June 14th, noon tip-off. Again, appreciate them catering to the older crowd, getting that game going early. The gala at 7 p.m. We'll be sharing all kinds of information about it on Power Mizzou over the next 2 weeks. So appreciate them both joining us. Appreciate you all for listening, watching, like, comment, share, subscribe, and we will talk to you next time.